From Interior Alaska's most trusted news source, this is the Fbx Evening News.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Our top story tonight at 2:17 yesterday afternoon, state troopers in Fairbanks responded to a two-vehicle crash on Nordale Road near its intersection with Larry Lane.
Troopers say 33-year-old Shane Yoder of Fairbanks was driving a Kia Spectra on Nordale when he lost control and collided head-on with a pickup driven by 70-year-old Marvin Carroll of North Pole. Yoder, as well as a passenger in the truck identified as 73-year-old William Thurlby of North Pole, were found dead at the scene. Carroll was extricated from his vehicle and taken to Fairbanks Memorial Hospital for treatment of serious injuries. Investigators say it appears the Kia was traveling at a high rate of speed.
Well, we do suspect that speed is a factor in that. Troopers say the road conditions weren't too bad. They were able to walk around fine on scene and had good traction. When Yoder's vehicle lost control, it ended up hitting head-on with a Ford truck.
The Republican Party will again hold a majority in the Alaska State Senate following Tuesday's election. The state Senate GOP contingent met in Anchorage yesterday to align its majority. Senator John Coghill of North Pole retains his position as Senate Majority Leader. Senator Pete Kelly, who was reelected to Seat A, remains as co-chair of the powerful Senate Finance Committee. Money is sure to be tight as the state is already facing a $2 billion budget gap this session. The $108 million engineering building on the UAF campus is not fully funded, though construction has already begun. An estimated $28.5 million are needed to finish the job. Now, Kelly's optimistic that the project will be funded well enough to be completed.
We've got to figure out a way. Brian Rogers has some pretty good ideas. He's one of the best executives in the state of Alaska, and I think with Brian and the talent that they have, plus a lot of support at the legislature, we'll figure something out. It may not look exactly like people want it because these are tough financial times, but we'll figure something out.
A Venatime man is facing serious felony charges after allegedly assaulting and attempting to rob a victim. 20-year-old Chance Eric was arrested in Fairbanks yesterday, reportedly caught while ripping down siding from a Fairbanks residence. Eric was wanted on numerous felony charges from an August incident in which he and another male allegedly entered a home uninvited, took several items, and pointed a knife at a male victim's chest. Authorities say the pair then beat the man, who had to be taken to the medical center for treatment of his injuries. Eric will remain in jail on a no-bail status.
After being held on a no-bail status for weeks, a Fairbanks man who led authorities on a manhunt will be released from custody. Julius J.T. Chambers appeared in Fairbanks Superior Court this morning, charged with first-degree vehicle theft, felony assault, and felony escape. Chambers allegedly stole a police vehicle in June after he was placed in custody for a parole violation. He was found after a citywide manhunt 4 days later at his girlfriend's home in North Pole. Today, Chambers was granted bail. A judge ordered him to be placed on ankle monitoring with GPS and sent to the Ralph Perdue Center. Chambers was also ordered not to leave the state or be on Fairbanks International Airport property. Now, trial for his case was moved to March.
A grand jury has indicted a Fairbanks woman accused of choking a 4-year-old who was in her care. 61-year-old Betty Youngblood is now facing charges of second, third, and fourth-degree assault. Court documents say the 4-year-old told police Grandma Betty choked him. A forensic nurse found signs of strangulation around his neck as well as scratches and a bite mark on the boy's shoulder. Now, Youngblood admitted to authorities she bit the child after he scratched her tattoo in retaliation. However, she said she only tried to restrain the boy. Youngblood will be arraigned in Fairbanks Superior Court on November 18th.
All right, well, Mike Schultz is joining us for our first look at weather. Mike.
Hey, this weather pattern we've got is not showing any signs of change all the way through the weekend. In fact, we're looking at temperatures to continue to slowly warm into the 20s by Saturday and Sunday, then cool back down again. But no snow in the forecast. And as you can see, temperature-wise, around the interior right now, it's pretty consistent once again. Quite a bit warmer than yesterday, though, than teens today. 16 degrees, a good number for Fort Wainwright, Fairbanks, Eielson Air Force Base, 15 at Delta Junction, North Pole at 17. While out to the west, we're looking at Nenana at 14 degrees and Denali Park at 9 degrees. In the lower 48, no big storms to talk about there either. A little bit of rain here and there, but all in all, pretty quiet. We'll tell you about all the weather coming up later on. Daryl?
You know, I wonder how that compares to other years with the snow.
Not
and
sure.
the
Been here for a
temperatures.
long time, but I don't know.
It seems like I'm ready to ski.
Well, we need more snow.
Bring
for that.
on the
That's
snow.
Right. All right, when we come back, hey diddle diddle, the Fiddle Fest started today, and we'll last into the weekend with music, fun, and great food.
Also, speaking of food, it's a Thursday night, which means it's time once again for Fairbanks Flavor. Lisa has a wonderful recipe to share. Yum, yum.
Stay with us.
Welcome back to the Fairbanks Evening News. University of Alaska President Pat Gamble says campuses should brace for another round of budget cuts. Speaking Wednesday to the UA Board of Regents, Gamble said some academic programs probably will have to be eliminated and employees laid off because of an expected reduction in state funding. It would be the third straight year of serious cuts. Gamble's assessment preceded a Regents vote on the university's annual funding request from the Alaska legislature. Regents voted 7-3 to seek $395.8 million, an increase of about $2 million from last year's request. State revenue projections have dropped as the price of oil has fallen from more than $110 per barrel to about $80.
For 32 years, the Chief David Salmon Tribal Hall has been the annual scene for a gathering of young and old to share culture. The 32nd annual Fiddle Fest kicked off today and will continue for the next 3 days. The event features musicians of all ages sharing their talents daily from 1 p.m. until 1 a.m. tonight, tomorrow, and Saturday. The music is a magnet that brings in folks from all over the interior who like to dance to the infectious tunes and sample the various foods that are brought in by the visitors.
The idea was to share and perpetuate the music and teach others, you know, and also to have a good time, you know, and people from the villages come and share time with each other. Pretty much perpetuating the music so it'll keep going beyond today.
This week is First Friday for customers looking to shop in downtown Fairbanks. The Downtown Association of Fairbanks hosts this event every first Friday of the month. Only a few stores and locales will be participating in the event this month. McCafferty's Coffee House will be playing live music by Sandcastle. The Morris Thompson Visitor Center will be hosting a Raven-themed art show, and local photographer Thomas Payer will be showcasing art of Cushman Street at the S Salon and Studio. Lastly, there will be a special book binding event by If Only. Several bookbinding artists will be at the store and making their own journals and books. The craft they make will go for sale, ranging in prices from $25 to $250.
Well, we've been collaborating with the Northwoods Book Arts Guild over the past year. They're all handmade by local Fairbanks artists, and that's a real unusual treat.
It's time once again to join Lisa Gambardella in another edition of Fairbanks Flavor. What's on the menu? Well, homemade pan pizza.
Buongiorno, welcome to Gambardella's. I'm Lisa Gambardella at my kitchen downtown, and this is Fairbanks Flavor. Today, let's make some pizza. I'm gonna start with some oil in my baking dish. It's gonna give it a whole different texture than baking on the stone. I'm gonna take our large pizza dough, which we sell, it's been very popular, cut it in half. I dredge it in a little flour so my hands don't stick. Love stretching dough. Feels so good to make something homemade, no preservatives. Stretch it in this pan. And now if you're making it at home, put it up high somewhere so it can raise and get nice and fluffy like that does. And we also sell our homemade marinara sauce. So I'm gonna put that on there. Whoo, look at that. Looks amazing. And some fresh mozzarella. If you could eat a cloud, this is what it would taste like. It's so light and delicate and delicious. Bake it in a hot oven. The bottom is sizzling and fried, and now my favorite part, some delicious aromatic fresh basil. Now you have a delicious pizza, so good for you, no preservatives. Join us at Gambardella's, we'll make it for you, or you can make it at home. See all our recipes at webcenter11.com.
Brought to you by Gambardella's Pasta Bella.
As always, she just impresses us with that yummy food.
Yeah, I guess it's hip to be square. I'm thinking round pizza.
Yeah, that's pretty
thinking
cool.
Like a little square one.
You know, so anybody can do it with their little, what are they called? The pyro
baking
things?
pans.
Can you tell I don't cook?
Yep, can too.
I just go to Gambardella's.
There you go, that's good.
All right, well, Joe Cook is next with the hockey-filled sportscast.
Yep, Nanox Ice Dogs, high school hockey, and more after the break.
Hello, Interior sports fans. Joe Cook here, bringing you your local Thursday sports. The theme this weekend for Nanac Hockey is work ethic. They'll need that and more to stop their 3-game losing streak as they host the Bowling Green Falcons. The Falcons are 5-2-1 and 3-1 in the WCHA. Bowling Green is about scoring in special teams. They're second in the WCHA with 26 goals, lead the conference in power play success, and are third in the penalty kill. Kevin DeForer leads BG with 9 points, all goals. He's also the WCHA leader, and he's a sophomore forward. Alaska doesn't want to fall too far behind with an 0-2 record to start WCHA play after being swept by Bemidji State to end a 4-game road trip. Back at home in the Carlson, the Nooks will try to outwork the Falcons and tighten up their own special teams. Alaska is just 4 for 33 on the power play.
Yeah, our power play hasn't been all that great, but we've been trying different lines, different combinations with a bunch of stuff. I think right now our main focus is just getting pucks on net. So I think that's one of our focuses, getting the D to shoot the pucks and having our forwards there in front.
No secret, our work ethic has to be more consistent. Not just when we need it after a loss Friday night or whatnot. So I think getting off to a good start and having good work ethic and being able to manage our game, manage the puck to allow us to do that, I think is going to be really important.
The Alaska Nanac volleyball team will host their final 3 games of the 2014 season, none bigger than this Saturday's matchup against the Anchorage Seawolves. UAA is 19-4 overall and 13-2 in the GNAC. They are ranked 2nd in the Western region and 25th in the country. They've won their last 2 games. UAA have split their last 2 outings and are searching for their 4th GNAC victory. Both teams have 2 hitters in the top 10 in kills. Sam Hartoon, she leads the GNAC with 320. Freshman Brooke Mattice is 10th, averaging just under 3 kills a set. But UAA's Caitlin Zanders is 4th, and West Valley product Julia Mackey is 9th. Mackey did not play when the 2 teams met back in October when UAA got the sweep. Game time is 3 p.m. in the Patty Center. The Fairbanks Ice Dogs will put their 7-game winning streak on the line this weekend against the Kenai River Brown Bears. The Raven Airlines Cup Series tied at 1-1 is back on. Kenai is 8-9 on the year, but won a 3-gamer over Wenatchee 2-1 in their last series. Fairbanks went 9-1 in the month of October and lead the Midwest Division with a 12-6-1 record. They avoided a scare on Halloween and a shootout win over the Minnesota Wilderness before sweeping them. You could point to the play of first-year defenseman Jacob Striesberg. The Swede is the Eastern NEHL Defenseman of the Month. He leads Ice Dogs defenders with 13 points and was +8 in October with 8 points. Striesberg deflects the attention with the Defenseman of the Month honor.
I was really surprised. I think we as a team have improved a lot. We struggled a lot in the beginning, and I think it's a teamwork, actually.
Team's a lot about character. We just need to start banging bodies like we did last weekend, as many shots on net, and we'll find success.
First time in our building that we play them. They're a new and better team than they were the first part of the season when we played them. We've had a little success lately. Now what are we going to do with it? Are we going to be content with how things have been going, or are we going to raise our game to another level?
And today is day 1 of the hit Hutchinson Invitational Hockey Tournament at the Patty Center. The tournament opener was a doozy. Delta and Monroe, the Rams were up 2-0 after scoring twice in the last 2 minutes of the first period. Matthias Umugala scored one of his 2 goals, and Grant Olson, he scored a greasy one at the buzzer. Monroe tacked on another 2 goals in the second period and went up 4-0 going to the third. But don't call it a comeback, as Delta scored 3 straight in the third. Cameron Smith, Brandon Schmidt, and Nathan Anderson with goals for Delta to make it a 4-3 game, but I won't call it a comeback because it wasn't. Monroe's Dylan Steele puts it away with his first goal of the year with 4 minutes left, and the Rams win 5-3. He tacked on an assist as well. Gunn Allen and Hutchinson play this evening at 5:15. All 4 teams back in action on Friday at the Patty. Conference volleyball championships are up for grabs this weekend. The Mid-Alaska Conference volleyball tournament is at Lathrop High School this weekend. West Valley, the top seed, has a bye and will play the North Pole Lathrop winner. The Wolfpack are on a 9-match winning streak. The Malamutes and Patriots will play Friday night at 6 p.m. The title game is Saturday at 1 o'clock. In the Aurora Conference, the Monroe Rams and Hutchinson Hawks are the top 2 seeds. The tournament is at Delta Junction High School. Hutch is coming off a Barrel Invitational title from last week with 4 all-tournament players. The Rams, though, they come in with a perfect 15-0 record from the regular season and look to run the table in the tournament. Valdez is the 3 seed, followed by Allison, Delta, and Galena. The Aurora Conference Tournament starts Friday at 10:30 in the morning. The championship is Saturday at 3:15. And if there's a if necessary game, that will be at 5 o'clock in Delta Junction. And that'll do it for sports tonight. Mike Schultz is next with your full weather forecast, and we'll catch you next time.
Hey everyone, welcome back into our Thursday night newscast. Mike Schultz with you once again, taking a look at the weather. And boy, it was another beautiful day across the interior. Lots of sunshine, temperatures warming up a little bit from yesterday. We told you about that yesterday. Our photograph for tonight, this one's sent in by Private First Class Sean Boyle, was able to capture a typical sundog. We have many of these in the wintertime, but a very nice job of capturing both at the opposite ends of the sun there. And again, nice reflection there. And speaking of photos, it's out. Our new weather calendar for 2015 is out. Many places pick it up at like at Personnel Plus or Kendall Toyota of Fairbanks, and they're all free. How about that? And again, if you want to check that out, be sure and get your free calendar. Here's what's going on as far as our numbers. The almanac looks like this. The high today 21. The low last night was 13. The record high 36. That was in 2002. The record high 37. A record low, I should say, 37 below in 1907. The record high 36 in 2002. Sunrise and sunset about 7 hours and 9 minutes of daylight. A loss of 6 minutes from yesterday. Here's our satellite radar. Not a whole lot going on. Most of it, once again, down across the Gulf of Alaska. The Alaska Range blocking everything out like a big wall in the atmosphere. And that is going to continue. The weather pattern is not showing any signs of change right on through the weekend. What's going on across the rest of the state? Well, more rain falling around the Juneau area. 40 degrees there. And also raining in Ketchikan, 39. Some showers reported around Kodiak and showers in the Anchorage Bowl, 30 degrees there. Clear skies along the Aleutian Chain. Clear to partly cloudy skies up and down the west coast. Cloudy skies at Barrow, 1 degree, and Fort Yukon clear and 9 degrees above. Lower 48 weather. Well, the rains have finally stopped over the Pacific Northwest. How about that? In fact, nice weather all the way down the western half of the country as high pressure begins to build in. More showers around the Minneapolis area, right on back into places like Omaha and Lincoln, Nebraska. Over the deep south, it's once again very warm, 70 degrees in Dallas. Some showers around the New York area, 52, and clear to partly cloudy skies over the Florida Peninsula. On the satellite radar, you can see an area of low pressure once again spinning counterclockwise on the east coast, bringing the showers there. And over the Pacific Northwest, we have a lot of activity moving across, but a little bit of a breather before the next storm comes in. And speaking of cold temperatures, look at the cold air expected to move in across much of the eastern half of the country later on, well, first part of next week into the middle of next week. As you can see, very cold temperatures. And the jet stream, once again, looking at very warm and dry conditions over the western half of the country. Just the opposite over the east as more snow shower activity moves across from the Great Lakes. All right, back to Alaska for tomorrow. Here's what it looks like. Over the northern sections, mostly sunny skies at Barrow and Fort Yukon, cloudy skies for Nome. Temperatures fairly chilly. Over the interior, another great day. Lots of clear skies for Fairbanks and Haley. Partly cloudy skies at Delta Junction. Over southeast Alaska, the rain should be coming to an end, although it's heavy rain still in Ketchikan, but mainly just cloudy skies at Juneau. While out to the southwest, we're looking at, for the most part, cloudy skies at Bethel, rain and snow in Cold Bay, and rain expected for Kodiak Island. And if you're heading on down to the Anchorage Bowl, cloudy skies expected at Anchorage, some light snow for Valdez, and rain and snow in Homer. All right, time once again for our kids' weather. All this week we've been talking with the kids from Denali Elementary School, but tonight, here's the teacher.
Hi, I'm Jen Wallace, and this is my 4th grade class here at Denali Elementary, and we have a weather fact to share with you. Class, did you know that even though the sky is blue on Earth, on Mars, the sky is pink? It's yellow on Venus and black on the moon.
I don't think the kids really cared about the weather fact. This just wanted to be on TV, obviously. Again, thanks to Mount McKinley Bank for sponsoring our kids' weather. And next week, we're going to have the kids from Hunter Elementary here to visit with us. Well, it is a Thursday night, which means it's time for our road conditions. Brought to you by Jose Body and Paint and the Department of Transportation and Public Safety for the state of Alaska, and the Dalton and Elliott highways, ice patches, dry surfaces, some drifting of snow too. Keep that in mind. If you're heading on down the Steeson-Richardson Highway, slippery road surfaces with icy patches. It's basically the same thing all the way around. In the Parks Highway, areas of ice, slick spots, and on some of the long stretches there, watch out for the reflection of the sun on the ice. That can be very blinding, obviously. And again, our forecast for tonight, looking at clear skies, continued quite chilly. 4 degrees below zero. Once again, a chance for some auroras, about a 3 on the scale of 7. And as far as our forecast for tomorrow, 20 degrees, another bright sunny day, but a little warmer than today. That's good news. The 5-day outlook calling for temperatures to warm up nicely for Sunday, Monday, even into Tuesday and Wednesday. Overnight lows will also be in the teens as we look for temperatures to continue to be very, very comfortable, where they could be actually very cold this time of year. But we are looking at no precipitation in the forecast. No snow. That's amazing how long we've gone. This is a pretty good drought. But at least it's not the dead of the winter, so that would really be really cold temperatures then.
That's true. All right. Thank you, Mike. That will wrap up this edition of the Fairbanks Evening News. We're glad you could join us.
Tonight on NBC Nightly News, a new report is out revealing the best and worst booster seats for your child. Tune in next with Brian Williams.
Join us here 6 days a week at 6 and 11 or online anytime at webcenter11.com.
And we'll leave you tonight with more music from the Fiddle Fest. From all of us here at the News Center. Have a good night.
Night.